Welcome to the Twins of Media Live show. We are your hosts, Trisha
and Tasha,
and it's Friday. Y'all like that twin harmony?
Feel Good Friday happens today. Faith-filled Friday. Whatever you want Friday to be for you that makes you feel good. Hey, guess what? Fill in the blanks, right?
Yeah, let us know you guys are on by dropping your heart emojis and all that good stuff.
Yes, and so we have a good show on today, a great show on today. We have a award-winning vegan chef, Chef Chu. That's kind of clever, right?
Kind of clever.
Yeah, it's actually his last name.
Right.
But he will be joining us momentarily, right?
Right.
Okay.
But before that, we have actually a surprise giveaway. And ironically, the word for the giveaway is vegan. So go ahead and drop that in the comments and we'll let them know after the show. Keep them waiting, right?
Yeah, surprises are good, but definitely. So don't forget the word. And also the information for today's live is in the content portion. So if there's any websites or anything that we may mention, you guys can see it there as well. All right. And with that being said, we did mention that we have our guest, award-winning chef, Chef Chu is joining us. Let's welcome him to the show. All right. Hello.
Hi.
How you doing? How's everything?
We're doing good. How about yourself?
I'm giving you guys something to chew on.
Like that. Something to chew on. But
something to chew on. That's it.
Yes. Thank you for being a part of the Twins of Media Live. And we're telling our viewers that you are a vegan, award-winning vegan chef. So we're going to get right into seeing the background of what it is that you do. And with that being said, you were adopted at birth into a family with the last name Chu. And how old were you when you adopted the vegan lifestyle? And why is it so important that you help to change lives for one Chu at a time, as you mentioned?
Come on now.
One Chu at a time.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like you said, I was adopted to the family that had the last name Chu, and it's African-American family, which is kind of ironic with that last name.
Yeah.
But my family, my father actually, we grew up in Southern Maryland, which was kind of like 45 minutes south of Washington, D.C., which is a, meat and potatoes town. My father literally was a sharecropper, believe it or not. And literally, I was born in 1982. And I grew up with a family. I mean, they ate everything. I mean, obviously the fried chicken, the ribs, the pork chops, the ham, but they ate stuff like squirrel, rabbit, like some other stuff, that was this country stuff. Right. But the sad reality though, like a lot of our family members, that started.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I think he dropped off just for a moment. Don't worry, we'll get him right back on the line. It's Friday, and we know that sometimes on Fridays, technical issues happen.
There he is. Let's see. Hold on. Here we go, guys. All right, there we go.
Oh, cool.
Right.
Yeah, like I was saying, a lot of my family members started getting different types of diseases, heart disease, diabetes, cancer. And by the time I became a teenager, I actually, 18 years old, I wanted to go 100% plant-based, 100% vegan. And it was pretty crazy because, again, I grew up country boy eating all this meat, but I was seeing all this disease in my family, and I wanted to just kind of change that trajectory and try to, do something different. My mother's side of the family was actually Seventh Adventist, and many of them were vegetarians. And so I got exposed to vegetarianism through my mother's side of the family, and they had all this weird like vegetarian beef, like hot dogs and burgers and all this stuff. But it tasted pretty good, but it wasn't technically vegan though. So I was the crazy one. I went 100% vegan, which was no dairy, no cheese. And this is 2001 when there's really nothing on the market. And I literally just kind of said to myself, I want to do something better, not only for myself, but also learn how to provide this to my family to hopefully make a change and bring them something better, to give them something to chew on, if that makes sense.
You like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yay. And so you've had some restaurants in Maryland, Arkansas, and the celebrity hotspot, Oakland, California. We were raised in Oakland.
Yeah, so there's some similarity there, right?
Yeah.
So what do you attribute your success to?
You know what I did years ago, again, when I first became a vegan, I kind of gotten, wasn't really a chef at the time. I was just kind of just having fun, just trying to change my lifestyle. But I got excited about cooking, and cooking became my hobby, became really my passion. And I began to experiment on making my own plant-based protein. Hear about Impossible Meat, Beyond Burger today. So I kind of got, before all of that was real popular, before anybody ever heard of that stuff, I was experimenting with different types of grains and beans, and I wanted to create a texture that was something that I was familiar with. So I wanted to create a chicken that looked like chicken, tastes like chicken, but it wasn't chicken, right? And so I started this process literally, 2004 or so, and just doing experiments after experiments after experiments. After about 2 or 3 years, about 2006, 2007, I figured out a texturization process that allowed me to make a really meat-like chicken texture that was just phenomenal. That became the driver. I pretty much learned how to create this protein that mimicked, the meats that we love the most, that had a texture and a taste that, that I was familiar with, that my family who was eating that squirrel, eating that fried chicken could say, something, I could actually make this transition and I could go plant-based if I had this available to me. So that started my passion. So my success really was started with creating this product that kind of drove my whole career, everything that I'm doing today, if that makes sense.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, we love that. So we're gonna have to put you in our family thread to send over those send over those products. Sounds really good.
Yeah, and and speaking of your products, Better Chew, cool name by the way. We mentioned before. It's the fried chicken, the meaty meatballs, the fried fish. Can you believe it? I mean, just the names, you're like, is this really vegan? But what is your top seller for your products?
Yeah, so our top seller we have right here is our vegan fried chicken. So that's kind of our number one. It's amazing. So we do this product. We sell it in different grocery stores like Whole Foods. We sell it at various restaurants in the Bay Area. And so that's our number one product. It has that crispy on the outside, white in the middle. We also make a shredded steak product, which is kind of like a substitute for like a beef steak, so you can make tacos, Philly cheese steaks. And so, in our restaurants, when I have the restaurants, literally we sold thousands of Philly cheesesteaks. And even the restaurants that we sell to now, they take our product and they make all types of products, tacos, cheesesteaks. And so, people can take it at home. They do so much with it. So our number one product is our fried chicken. Number two product is our shredded steak. And then we have one of our number one sellers this summer is our beefy ribs. We actually do these vegan ribs, which are amazing. I mean, it has that rib kind of like pull in your mouth, tears apart. And so we got some cool stuff that we kind of have with our summer. We have a summer box that we're about to launch in a few weeks featuring our ribs. So yeah, we got some really cool stuff that we do.
Well, you have a summer box, so we'll give you that address so that you can go ahead and just ship it.
Definitely. And Chef Chew, so I heard someone say, because of our lifestyle with being vegan and having vegan choices, we heard someone say at one time that there's a lot more choices or selection going vegan than there is eating meat, because once you take out the meat from one's diet, you've got all kinds of different options. And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize. So
absolutely.
And then there's more restaurants that are coming on board that serve really great, delicious foods and stuff like yourself. So there are really good options for us to stay healthy and well. But
absolutely,
how do you convince people? Because people think if they go vegan, that it's very expensive. They can't afford the lifestyle. Right. So how do you get people to realize that it's not that expensive when you weigh out the expense of your health?
Well, I try to be very practical, and number one, I always start with the foundation. Like when it comes to like just thinking about going plant-based, first of all, plant-based today is not plant-based 2001, 2003. Yes. There's so many options available now. So number one, you think about this vegan options other than like plant proteins like I make. You're talking about rice, you're talking about beans, you're talking about, there's all kind of different things you can do. There's so many different grains that a lot of times we're not familiar with. And so education is the key to driving a person to be able to make that change. And so one of the things I always encourage people to do is when you think about affordability, I always say, how much does a pound of beans cost? About $1. How much does a pound of rice cost? About $1. Think about all the greens. I love collard greens. I love kale. I love, all these different types of vegetables and so forth. So a lot of times people just have to get exposed to how to cook them properly how to actually learn how to use them properly. But when you start doing the math, if you make vegan foods yourself, I mean, you can make meals for less than $2 to $3. I mean, it's really that simple.
Yeah.
You know, again, companies like myself, where we manufacture plant-based products, our job is to make the protein piece easy. Because when that's how I, you know, so now when I'm like, hey, you can get this bag online for like $5, $6, you know, you're getting 2 or 3 servings out of that. You know, you still can make a meal with this, with some rice, you know, with some asparagus or some garlic Brussels sprouts, some collard greens. You still less than $2, $3 for a meal. And so, you know, so the idea is, you know, companies like myself, we're trying to drive the cost of the protein down, and everything else. I mean, that's pennies on the dollar if you make it yourself. Now, if you go out and eat vegan every night, I ain't gonna lie to you, that can get pretty expensive. If you're going out to the restaurant every night, you know, you're gonna spend some money. But if you want to go home, I mean, I say get a crock pot, you know, get a steam cooker, get an Instapot. You can make all your grains, all your vegetables in minutes in those types of you know, devices. And it's really easy, really affordable. So it's definitely doable if you really have the time and really want to put your health first.
Yeah. So that's really cool that you said all that.
Yeah.
What do you say to people who they say, well, it's not real meat, so I don't know, like, if it's actually real food or real ingredients or if it's safe. What do you say to those people who think like that?
Well, you know, I always like to say, I mean, where I'm from, like I said, if you can eat squirrel, if you can eat chitlins, you can definitely eat some vegetables. I'm like, you know, come on. I'm just saying, you know, I'm like, you know, so my thing is, you know, I always, again, education is the key. You know, you think about, you know, again, most of us have had a family member or even ourselves, you know, might be dealing with the heart issue, you know, heart disease, hypertension. So when you see somebody like I lost my dad a couple of years back from cancer, you know, 4 different cancers in his body, you know, sad reality, it was lifestyle related. It could have been prevented. So when you think about the cost of your health and the opportunity loss, you know, where I wish my dad was here to be with me right now. He can see my growth as a man, as a dad, as, you know, and so we think about the opportunity. You know, Steve Jobs, when he died and he was dying with cancer, he said, you can have all the money in the world, but if you lose your health, what do you have? And so I think, you know, it's the cost benefit ratio. It might cost a little bit of that fried chicken or some of those things we love, but the benefit is going to be longevity. It's going to be health. It's going to be peace of mind. It's going to feel a lot better, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The list can go on and on. And so those are the things I try to put before people. And then the last thing I say, it can taste good. So guess what? So you're not really sacrificing anything if you actually can do it in a way where it's delicious and it tastes amazing. So that's how I try to put it. And I think people, when they taste it, and they know it can be delicious and affordable, I mean, you got something that's real special.
Yeah.
So now, love it. What sets your products apart from the other things like Beyond Meat and Impossible Meat and things like that?
You know, we focus a lot on our texture and our taste, you know, and so obviously, you know, and we don't specialize in burgers. A lot of the companies that you mentioned, they do a lot in burgers. We're doing a lot of very Southern comfort type, traditional type food products, you know, so we got a fried chicken, we got a fried fish. We're doing some other products where we have a texture that's a lot different than the Beyond product. And we have like a shredded product protein that really shreds like a meat. It's not a ground crumble. A lot of those companies do crumbles. We have a shredded kind of texture where you get that real meat-like chew. If you got that, you know what I'm saying? And so it really has that bite, that kind of tear your mouth kind of experience. And so we have a texture profile that's a little bit different. Not to say that we're better than anybody, but we have something that's unique and it's delicious and people love it. So that's what makes us really special.
And I'm getting really hungry on this broadcast.
But no, that's what a lot of people do. They figure if they have to go vegan, they're compromising on the texture and the taste. And a lot of foods have their own natural taste. So we were kind of, you know, you don't really need a lot of seasonings like we thought years ago, because a lot of foods carry those things and you can just put little spices to enhance it. But you also have built a celebrity clientele ranging from rapper T-Pain to comedian Tony Baker. So what do the celebrities have to say about going vegan, or are you helping them to have a healthier lifestyle?
Yeah, we had the opportunity when I had my restaurant in town. Tony Baker was a favorite at the Veg
Yeah.
Hub. I mean, he came, frequent times and came and loved our product. I mean, a lot of people just when they taste the product, when they taste the flavors, the melt in your mouth. I remember T-Pain when he had our ribs. I mean, he had our fried chicken. I mean, he couldn't believe it. I mean, it was just like, wow, he just couldn't imagine that a fried chicken that's not chicken could taste like chicken. And so, I think a lot of people are surprised with the texture, the taste. And this, people actually, especially African Americans, like a T-Pain or a Tony Baker, understand that, hey, this is a better way, because most of them have lost people in their families, just like I have, that are actually from health and diet related issues. And so I think people see it as something that's a movement. It's like we don't want to continue in the same trajectory that our parents and our forefathers have gone through. And so we can make a change with how we eat every single day.
So true. So true.
Yeah, that is so true. And you already touched upon it, but if you want to add something, the number one, we know it's health, reason why people should go vegan, those people that are stubborn out there and they know they are not feeling well, what's the number one reason they should go vegan?
I always like to say, for me, I mean, it's, health was my driving factor for me. But I always say, it has to be more than, it's like, I always say, like, what's the future look like? It's our kids. It's the generation that's coming behind us. So not only are you talking about plant-based, it's setting up the future for something better. Hence we can name that company something better. My company's called Something Better. But you talk about, think about the environment. How we're producing food is destroying the environment. It's literally, it's eating up so much resources, land and carbon, this footprint that we're utilizing. So this, environmentally is not sustainable. Health-wise, it's not sustainable. The cost, that it's bringing upon our communities is not sustainable. And so, all of these things, I mean, I like to say the reason why I'm vegan is to save life at the bottom line. Save life, save the planet. I mean, all of these things that's coming together when you think about going vegan, going plant-based, is really kind of saving life and saving humanity, really, when you think about the beauty of it and what it can actually accomplish.
Yeah. Love it. And we are here for all of that. We love
it. We love it too, because we really believe that, exercise, of course, and food makes you feel better, like your inner man, your inner spirit feel better. And we have so much going on in our world, and we contribute that a lot of things that we do for health, being, food and things that we put into our bodies, it also helps our mental state. And absolutely. Yeah.
I didn't touch on it, but that's absolutely right. That's so important. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Definitely. Chef Chu, I like saying that name, Chef Chu. Where can people find you and shop your products?
Yeah, so right now we're a hometown favorite. We're based in the Bay Area in Northern California. So right now we're only available in Northern California in Whole Foods Market. We also are different vegan restaurants in town. One of our favorite restaurants that carry our products called the Vegan Mob, which is taking the vegan scene by storm. My founder, Toriano Gordon, he's actually the founder there and killing the game, but he uses our product on most of his items on the menu. So great restaurant. Lastly, in about 3 or 4 weeks, mid-July, we're launching our online platform called eatbetterchew.com. So you can actually go to eatbetterchew.com and be able to, in all of the West Coast, you'll be able to get our products. Anybody on the West Coast, all the cities from LA to Oakland to Portland to Seattle, even Phoenix, Arizona, Las Vegas, all those cities will be able to actually reach our products. As we're going to be doing a direct-to-consumer campaign, and hoping to have nationwide distribution by end of the year online. That's our goal.
I can't wait to get my hands on your products.
Yeah. But I guess in the meantime, we'll have to get one of our friends from the Bay Area and say, pick up the products and send them over our way. But yeah,
ship it to us. Yeah,
ship it to us. Yes. And we ask this question often, Chef Chu, and it's really to take care of our guests as they're on our show. And we type the word LOL a lot, right? Sometimes we type it when we're not laughing out loud, right? Yeah. I want to ask you, in all the wellness and health that you do for your lifestyle and your family, when is the last time you literally laughed out loud? No messaging, no texting. I mean, you laughed out loud. Laughter is good for the soul, right?
It is good medicine.
Man, that's a great question. When's the
Does it
last
count?
time I
Does it
laughed?
count right now? Does it count right now? You're laughing right now.
Man, I'm trying. You know, I think last night my baby girl, I think she has a way of just kind of bringing that out of me. This last night she came in here. She just got her. She's 4 years old. She just got her first hair. She's got her first braids, and so that was just amazing.
Yeah.
And but I'm just thinking last night. I mean, she had me laughing. I was actually reading. That's what it was. I was reading a book to her.
Okay.
And I was reading the book, one of her bedtime stories, and now we just had a ball. It's like a little funny book that I read, and I was singing it to her, and so we laughed a good bit on that one. We had a good time on that. So that's I had a great laugh last night with my kids, and it's spending some time with them. So that was a blessing.
Wonderful. Yes, that's. And before we end, 2021 is somewhat kind of almost over, but what else do you want to do before 2021 ends?
That's a great question. So what we're doing right now, we're focusing on scaling our manufacturing. So one of the things that I always mention, there's not a lot of Black manufacturing companies in this country.
Yes.
And so one of the things that we're focusing on right now is scaling our manufacturing. And so we're looking at a facility right now that's about 15 to 20,000 square foot building. And that's a really big dream of ours, to scale up into a larger facility, create jobs. And so we're like right at the brink of that happening. We're negotiating through the lease on that space. But we want to get that in place, get that building up and running, fully manufacturing our product. I mean, it's amazing to see how that happens. But we're really trying to be a voice when it comes to ownership in our community. Owning manufacturing processes, owning companies, and building businesses that can be in our community for the next 40, 50, 60, 70, 100 years.
Yeah,
we're kind of laying that foundation right now within our story and our company, and that's what we're hoping to accomplish.
Wonderful. Thank you. And you have been a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Continue to educate and produce your products that bring us great health, because health is wealth, and blessings to you and your family. You must come back and visit with us sometime soon. And we so appreciate you being on the Twins of Media Live. With that being said, you enjoy the rest of your day.
We're going to add you to that family thread.
Yes. We'll definitely be getting more of your products. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. You have a wonderful day.
All right, wonderful. All right.
Thank you.
What a wonderful interview.
Yes, wonderful interview.
Yeah. I was getting really hungry on
my mouth was watering
when you talked about the fried chicken, vegan fried chicken.
Yeah, I was like, fried fish and chicken. I was like, wow, just, the products, he was presenting the products. I was like, okay.
And I love how you broke it down too, because it doesn't have to be expensive, but also too, I love how he talked about like the children and the future generations and things like that. We don't think about that with our health. And when we eat bad, we're not around for our children.
Yeah, we're not around, because you think about like when we were younger, like how, when you're young, you eat burgers and different things, and you're not really
eat the way that you were raised in your home. And so all you saw was meat and just, all the foods that we're not supposed to eat, then that's all you know. Yeah.
And we wondered, does he know Tabitha Brown,
Yeah, we didn't ask him that, right?
Yeah, Tabitha Brown. So Chef Chu, if you know Tabitha Brown, she's a vegan sensation actress, but she actually changed her lifestyle some years ago, and she is vegan, and she has a wonderful platform. So if you do happen to know her, you can go ahead.
And I'm sure he does.
Hit us out in the chat.
They're probably going to do some collaborations together in the future. I see that. And Crystal B. Edwards said, "Our health is our wealth."
Yeah.
So he spoke about that. That is so true.
Yes. And the good thing about our show is, if you don't catch us live, you can also watch the replay. And then also you can comment and let us know what health options that you all do to change the way that you eat, the way that you exercise, anything that's conducive to your inner man, mental, physical, spiritual wellness. So you guys can comment and let us know as well what that is.
And I love the fact that he also was talking about again, it's not expensive, and you can actually create a meal on $2 or $3.
Yeah.
Mushrooms became my best friend when I went vegan.
A lot of options.
And you can do like stir fries and so many wonderful things with mushrooms, and they don't cost a lot of money.
Don't cost a thing.
You can get like a big pack for like $2 or $3.
Yes, definitely. I like sweet potatoes.
Yes.
So many different options. You can do them as fries. You can cut them up and put them in other different casseroles.
You can put them in tacos, vegan tacos.
Definitely. Have you ever had fried avocado tacos?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I tried that.
I'm gonna have to try that.
Yes, we get it's actually pretty good. If you want to kind of splurge a little bit and have something fried, You can do I think it was that Torchy's. You can do
Really?
Yeah, they have fried avocado tacos, and it was really good. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah,
so splurge.
Yeah, so
somebody can treat me.
Have a taste for some fried food. Why not go with the fried avocado, right? All right.
Thank you for mentioning
Again, if you guys are enjoying our show, don't forget to comment and let us know how you enjoyed today's interview, and also what all things we talk about with celebrity news, entrepreneurs, and lifestyle.
Right. So we're going to be talking about our take on this week's entertainment news, and we have Simone Biles, of course, the phenomenal gymnast, and she was in the news, her and her boyfriend, and I guess the one thing they fight about, I believe, is sports.
I know, isn't that funny?
Yeah. But I can see that, he's a football player for the Texans and she's a gymnast.
Oh, so he's for the Texans?
Yes.
Okay.
So I can see them fighting about sports because I can see them being really competitive.
Yeah.
So the question is, what is one thing you and your spouse or family fight about in a healthy way?
Yeah. I think it is kind of cute that they're competitive like that, because I think they're actually saying whose sport is more challenging and things of that sort. So
so to read more about that, head over to bsmmedia.com. You guys can get the whole story there.
Yes. And then we also have Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez signed a multi-year deal with Netflix, right?
She's always working, right?
She's always working and having something to do. Her work ethic is just off the chain.
Yeah. And she's always reinventing herself. That's one of the things I like about her. She doesn't just settle and for the last achievement. She always strives to do more. Yeah. So that's so she has this Netflix deal, right?
Yes, Netflix deal. And I think it's scripted television, non-scripted television, things of that sort. But she's got a lot of things happening for Netflix coming. So we're looking forward to some content from Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo, Jenny from the Block.
Jenny from the Block.
Has those nicknames, right?
Netflix is such a busy platform for a lot of people as far as just allowing them to be creative. So it's really cool to see all the innovative things on Netflix.
Yeah, innovative things on Netflix. Netflix is the place to be, right?
It's the place to be.
Right? And then what do we have here? We have actually Timbaland, DNice. Hello, DNice.
It kept us all moving and just sane during the pandemic.
Yes,
right?
And then we have Swizz Beatz. They were, they're actually the award recipients of, is it the Oscar, if I'm saying that correctly? It's a music award, but the music award will premiere virtually on June the 22nd. So congratulations, but they're really being honored and recognized for, again, keeping everybody well musically, because music does bridge a gap, and then music does bring everyone together. So
Timbaland and Swizz Beatz with Verses, and DJ DNice with Club Quarantine.
Yeah.
We were actually in Club Quarantine quite a bit during the pandemic, so much so that you kind of was clubbing a little bit too much during the pandemic in Club Quarantine.
Virtual clubbing, guys. But guess what? I had good company. Michelle Obama,
Oprah,
Halle Berry. There was, I think, now President Joe Biden. There were so many people. Melba Moore. I mean, I was with the good company. So,
and I was teasing because I was like, okay, y'all, you have work the next day. Don't club too much.
Yeah. I mean, really, you could get kind of caught up with the virtual clubbing and then have to realize that you have to get up the next morning.
But it brought so much joy to a lot of people in the pandemic.
It really did.
It was like literally a lifesaver for a lot of people that were just, I didn't realize so many people had an issue of being closed in.
Yeah.
And
you think about
confined to one space.
Because I think actually DNice was in LA when the shutdown pandemic, happened, and he ended up having to stay in LA, and he, had his DJ equipment, and I want to kind of paraphrasing, but hopefully I've got this right. He's kind of looking at his equipment, and he decided to go ahead and do a DJ set, and hey, that's how it evolved from there. But it really made a lot of people feel better, and people's mental state, physical state, all of it. You can go on to, and then I really like the fact that, as we mentioned before, that it was just a special time for people to really just come together and be creative. So I'm glad that these three guys are being honored, and hopefully they'll keep that going, that even though we're going back outside, we'll still have that connectivity of what we had in the pandemic, right?
And I also like to see him get his flowers during the pandemic too, because a lot of people kind of tend to forget about you when you're not the top artist or you know, so I was glad to see him get his flowers. And you know,
I mean, we had a lot of great people like Flex Alexander, who played on,
he was also doing some DJing.
Was it 101? Yeah, he was doing some DJ. I visited his DJ set with his
virtual concerts as well.
Fantasia. I think it was Jennifer Hudson. So many people did like virtual concerts. So guys, don't forget about us. Keep that creativity going. We know we're all back outside again, so to speak. But I really love that time, and hopefully we'll retain it.
Yeah, special time.
Yeah, special time. Special time.
Cedric the Entertainer and Katt Williams were in the news this week because Katt Williams mentioned on a morning show that Cedric the Entertainer stole a line in one of his jokes. So Cedric then took to Instagram and responded to that. And you guys can get the full story at bsmnmedia.com. But the question that we want to ask is, how do you handle imitation when it pertains to your creative ideas? They always say imitation is a form of flattery.
Yeah, that's
I don't know if I'm quite saying that right, but you guys know.
Yeah, imitation is the best form of flattery.
That's right.
But what question? How do you handle that? Because a lot of times you do see it. To me, it may not be that somebody copied you all the time, but it may be very similar. So it's kind of like that fine line. Let's see, maybe they kind of took my material, my stuff, but I think for the most part, people do know. But there is just a lot of creativity that happens. So that's a good question to ask.
Yeah, I mean, I think if it's something that inspires people, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, if there's some legal stuff involved, that's on a whole different level. But I think if somebody can take away from something and it inspires them, I think there's nothing wrong with that. Just don't steal it. Just don't steal it. I think.
Just don't steal it. And then just
make sure it's yours. And we're not saying that Cedric did that. We love Cedric the Entertainer, and actually both of these men are really phenomenal comedians. And we look forward to seeing them really do some awesome things in the future, maybe together even.
Maybe together, you never know. But everything is kind of like picked apart sometimes, where you have to go on social media to explain yourself or say this is what I didn't do.
Do you think people should? I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys think? I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think that people should feel the need to go on social media to explain something, or should it just leave it alone and just let people just say and do what they want to do?
I think sometimes, a lot of people let it go, but then sometimes when it just kind of goes on and on and on, they tend to have to kind of address it.
I think maybe when your character is you feel like it's been attacked or your brand and things like that.
And I think because Cedric the Entertainer is such a lovable person,
he is.
And he's
a really great guy,
and he's everybody's comedian. So I think for him, he probably wanted to go ahead and get that kind of air out.
I can see that.
He said this joke is 30 plus years old or something.
Yeah, Katt alleged that it was from when he did his closing in the Kings of Comedy. Which was so many moons ago.
So many moons ago.
But a classic.
And it's kind of funny that it's coming out now. Like, why is it coming out now?
But you know what I found really interesting? It seems like when, there's always a topic, always something to say. And I think people like our guest last week, they can take something and just run with it. So someone can do an interview and somebody can take one piece of it and just run with it. And there you have a whole story and something's trending. But we love both guys. They are phenomenal, very talented. And we want to see you guys do a collab together, kind of squash all this and do a collab.
Squash the beef. Squash the beef. All right. So if you are celebrating a birthday this week, have celebrated a birthday this week, going into the weekend, want to be able to tell you happiest birthday to you. But in the meantime, let's see a few celebrity birthdays.
Happy birthday.
And Trisha singing happy birthday.
Barely.
Barely. All right. We are remembering this particular birthday, June 7th. Prince would have been 63 years old, The Purple Rain. And so again, we're remembering Prince. So if you have a favorite Prince song, you can go ahead and hit us up in the chat and comment. And then also on June 8th, Kanye West turned 44 years old. And then we have actress Natalie Portman turned 40. And then we have Faith Evans, singer Faith Evans, turns 40. Actually, on June 10th, she turned 48 years young, right?
Yeah, I like that. What is your favorite Prince song question?
Yeah.
There's so many, you can't really just pick one. But I thought that you must be, and not for a vain reason, so you guys don't think I'm trying to be vain, the most beautiful thing in the world, because you could talk about your inner self.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to point it out.
But I just knew
you have to have that self-confidence.
I just knew that you were singing too.
Yeah, and very well.
And Diamonds and Pearls.
Yeah, Diamonds and Pearls.
That's a good one. Red Corvette.
Red Corvette, yeah. It's
so many Prince songs. What is your favorite Prince song or songs?
Yeah.
Because he has such a huge catalog. Yeah. You just cannot just sum it up to even 10, I don't think.
No. And then I know maybe a lot of people will say Purple Rain. I don't know.
Purple Rain, yes. Rain. I actually saw that movie recently. Just felt like we wanted to see it, and we watched it. Yeah, which is when we moved to watch Purple Rain.
Quite some time. Yeah. I actually just came across an article with Apollonia, and she was saying that how she still celebrates Prince's birthday.
Oh,
and
does she?
She gets a cake or something like that. But she was actually saying that people from the article, don't know how true it is, but people actually thought they dated. But she actually.
I was one of those people.
Yeah, she was dating. I don't have his name, but
I think she was married at the time, or dating.
Well, no, she was dating someone, another band rocker guy, and under the suggestion of Prince, really not to spill the beans on her dating life, because people, I guess it was just the whole thing about Purple Rain and kind of having people be intrigued about, are they dating? Are they not dating?
Right, that whole mystique thing.
According to the article,
I thought they were dating.
Yeah, according to the article, they did not date, but she still celebrates his birthday.
Yeah. Did you guys think they were dating? Yeah. It was so convincing. I thought they dated. You know, they look great together.
Yeah, they look great together. So great. I think she said the reason why people thought they were an item because they had such great chemistry.
Great chemistry.
So chemistry sometimes can be.
I always tend to
perception kind of thing, right?
I tend to think that. DNice Matthews, is that her name? Vanity.
Yeah.
I seem to think they were like soulmates. I don't know.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but that was just my opinion.
I think they really had a really good connection. Yeah. And then actually from the article again, don't know how true it is, Apollonia says that she actually helped to co-write Clamorous Life with Prince. I don't know how true that is, but and then a lot, and then because of the label, like Warner Brothers label, a lot of times the people that assisted were not getting paid. And so before Prince passed away, reportedly, he was trying to right a lot of those wrongs for people not getting their royalties for participating in writing the music. I think it was something that he didn't have control over primarily, but he was trying to right some of those wrongs.
That seems like something Prince would do. Yeah, he seemed like he had a really good heart. Yeah,
definitely.
And we miss him. Yeah,
he's definitely missed. Yeah. A lot of people that have gone on their music, you have their catalog, but their presence is what you miss. Right. As far as you can listen to their recordings, but it's nothing like watching them or seeing them perform, and that's what you miss when they're no longer.
I think even when people put out music that they did not release, for me, it doesn't have the same energy as when they were here.
Yeah.
Because I think if they wanted it to be out, they would have did so when they were alive.
And then also goes along with who's tending to their estate the proper way, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. So we always talk about what's streaming, what's happening. There's Netflix, there's Amazon Prime, there's all kind of different streaming services that people are paying for in multiple ways. And hopefully you're watching.
That could add up to
you're watching all the ones that you're paying for.
Right. That could add up to a hefty bill.
Yes.
But it's fun.
Yes.
What are your favorites? We Netflix, YouTube.
Yeah. But currently, one of my favorites, this is my favorite movie of all time. Love Jones is currently streaming on Netflix. So I've seen Love Jones so many times, but on Netflix, I've not watched it yet. So I need to go ahead and watch it on Netflix. So tell us your favorite movie of all time. You can let us know, or what is your favorite movie of all time? But right now, Love Jones is streaming. We said last week, The Best Man. So I think that's some really good content to watch.
Really great classics.
Some oldies and goodies.
And I think comedian Bill Bellamy, he just spoke about his role in Love Jones and how it took a minute for him to kind of shape that people actually believe he was so believable with the character that when he was
Love Jones,
when he was
annoying,
when he was seeing people on the streets, they would just literally just the women smack their lips and just because he was actually very convincing in that role. He was he kind of got on your nerves in that movie.
And that goes to show you, anytime somebody affects you in a way with the role that, you know, if you happen to see them in person or have some way of communicating with them, you're like, oh, you did, that person really did their job as an actor or actress. Yes.
Especially if you're spending your money on it.
Yeah, if you're spending your money. And then also too, the good actresses and actors who, no matter what role they play, you can see them in that particular role, because a lot of times you kind of see characters as one, you know, actors and actresses as one-dimensional, rather.
So did you guys enjoy the show on today?
Yes.
I so enjoyed our conversation with Chef Chu. Learned some things and some things to add to my vegan lifestyle. And it's one of those things where it's like faith. You know, I'm not comparing the two, so don't, you know, get upset with me. But, you know, making the choice for yourself and then also not forcing it on others.
Yeah, definitely. Well, no matter what, just do whatever's healthy for you. But again, as we mentioned in our chat with Chef Chu, there's so many different options. Like, and I don't remember who said that. You know, when we talked about that in our talk was, you know, you take away the meat, and there's so many options. We have more options away from meat than with meat. You know, so that's
a lot of people think because it's meatless, but it has the texture of meat. Well, how safe?
Yeah.
You know, what are the ingredients? What am I really eating? Is it manufactured? Glad to spoke about the beans and the proteins. Yeah,
definitely. And also we have Crystal B. Edwards says, I guess the movie that she's watched that's streaming is Last Holiday with Queen Latifah and LL Cool J. Yeah, that's a good movie. I like that one as well.
Christmas in June. I'm about to say July.
Yeah, but I think they do have a thing that's called Christmas in July, right? But we don't want to see any Christmas decorations like in July or August. We're not being Scrooge, but you know, sometimes well, it's June right now, so they normally break out like Halloween and everything else.
Right. And Crystal, I was gonna say let's go crazy. You know?
Oh yeah, let's go crazy. Yeah.
That was
another Prince.
Right. Yeah, you can kind of really dance and move to that song. Let's go crazy. So I like that one as well.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Like I said, so many. It's so many Prince songs, and
we'd be here all day probably.
Right, and there are a lot of Prince fans. I have a lot in my family. So you guys, if you're on here, drop your favorite Prince songs. Get that plural because he had such a wide range of music that I'm pretty sure you guys can have a list going on all day if you wanted to.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in to the Twins Media Live, and you must join us next Friday at 6 p.m. Central Time.
And for you not to miss an episode, go ahead and hit your notifications and do us a favor and share this broadcast. Sharing is caring.
Yes.
As my 13-year-old says, sharing is caring. He said that this week.
Love it.
Yeah, I think he was something I had, and he wanted it. I said, well, that was mine. He said, sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
I let him make it, you know, nonetheless. And then also to subscribe to our YouTube channel at BSM Media Group.
Yes, Instagram, BSM_mag, Instagram and Twitter. And then on our Facebook, it's BSM Magazine. But guess what? We also have that information in the content portion of today's live. And don't forget, the word for today is
vegan for a surprise giveaway. We're going to drop that in the comments. And head over to bsmmedia.com for the exclusive interview with Courtney Nicole. She plays Leah on Assisted Living, Tyler Perry's BET show.
Yes.
It's back. It came back May 25th for a second season. So guys, be sure to support.
Yes, definitely. And thank you again for being a part of our broadcast. We'll see you next time. You know what time it is. Till next time, we'll talk soon, guys.
All right. Love you.